New Jersey Governor Christie was one of the featured speakers at the Medical Society of New Jersey's first annual Advocacy conference held in Plainsboro, New Jersey on May 2nd. In his remarks, the governor focused on the problems of prescription drug abuse and in an emotionally charged personal story told of his friend of 30 years, a respected lawyer who died of a prescription drug overdose.
I've been spending a lot of time in my first 4.5 years as governor, talking about the issue of drug addiction. And the reason I've spent so much time on it is because I suspect that that issue has touched, if not every person in this room, directly or indirectly, and probably almost every person in this room. I could tell you that I had absolutely no idea that my dear friend was addicted to prescription drugs and alcohol. And I can tell you that all of us, really bright, educated, caring, concerned people, did everything we thought we could to try to help cure his illness. But as all of you know, both from your professional experience and your personal, I trust, there are some people who get held by this demon and can't let go. My friend should not have been able to get another prescription of Percocet 10 days before he died, 8 years into his addiction, 12 different treatment centers in 3 different states, a rap sheet riddled with driving under the influence charges, fired from 3 different law firms, draining his retirement account of nearly every penny left to his name. There should not have been a prescription bottle sitting on that nightstand at that hotel in West Orange 10 days before his death for 30 more Percocet. They found him in a hotel room by himself. That's the way his life ended. And I have to tell you, when the phone call came in, I was so sad, but not at all surprised.
It's important that we hear from the governor, we understand what the plans are and things that he might like to do. His being here was most important to us.
I think Governor Christie's remarks to the doctors were poignant in that it's an issue in terms of addiction to opioids and the proper prescribing of those that is important to every doctor. And so the fact that the governor shares our concern and understands the limits of clinicians in terms of preventing that and imploring them to be a part of the solution, I think was a great message for us and one that we support.
I was very impressed with his commitment to battling the problem of drug addiction in our state. He had a personal experience there that many of us share. Many of us know someone who's had a problem with addiction, whether it be alcohol, whether it be narcotics, and understand how tragic it is for the individual and for the families that are that surround them. The only call I've ever gotten as a legislator at home was a constituent desperate to get a family member into rehab. So this is an issue, unfortunately, that has been long ignored by our healthcare system and by government leaders. His bringing attention to this issue, I think, will have a significant impact and will allow the government to make a good policy to address this critical situation in our state.
And the governor also discussed the likelihood of tort reform in the New Jersey state legislature.
I think we have to have tort reform in this state in a major way. Our state's getting worse and worse all the time on this topic. And I say this as a former trial lawyer. It's much worse than when I started practicing law 25 years ago. And it's going to continue to get worse.
I wanted to jump up and say, but Governor, we have a new angle on this. Like good New Jerseyans, I think there's a different way to approach this. I do think he's right. When we talk about caps on non-economic damages, and then it gets into a debate of individuals' rights to sue or not, and what their ultimate award is going to be, we're not fighting a winning battle. But I think if we frame it based on if doctors are practicing quality, and then the outcome is just not right, how can you actually accuse the doctor of doing something wrong when the doctor has done everything their professional standards have taught them? I think if we adhere to that, maybe the governor and the legislature can be convinced that quality is the way to change the system.
I thought the governor gave an outstanding speech. He's very honest and transparent. I think the fact that he's a second-term governor allows him to be even more transparent. And I enjoyed his conversation and his speech very much. I thought he is an eloquent speaker, and I thought I was very aligned with what his comments, what he stated.
More than 300 doctors and healthcare professionals attended the first ever Medical Society of New Jersey Advocacy Conference, and another one is being planned for next year.